Over the years, parents of neurodivergent kids do a lot of listening. We listen to our child's healthcare providers. We listen to our kids' educators and IEP team. We listen to their therapist. We listen to our family and friends. And yes, we do listen to podcasts. But being a good listener doesn't mean embracing or ruminating on everything you hear. It means being selective about the information we absorb and tuning out the comments that don't add value. Welcome to the Tender Resilience Podcast. Our purpose is to provide encouragement, support, a bit of wisdom, maybe some humor to the tender, resilient parents of neurodiverse kids. If you have a child with ADHD, autism, OCD, anxiety, auditory processing issues, learning disabilities, and/or any other neurodiverse condition, this is our spot to cheer each other on. This podcast isn't designed to give a medical diagnosis or psychological advice for you or your child. And there's no artificial intelligence. Just hardcore experience and a genuine desire to lift up moms and dads so that you can bring your best self to the art of parenting. As the parent of a neurodivergent kid, I'll bet you've heard lots of information about your child. Hopefully, you've received valuable information from healthcare providers and been blessed with insightful comments from some wonderful educators with whom you genuinely connected. But I'll also bet you've dealt with some folks whose choice of words or even recommendations hit a sour note. A know-it-all doctor that wasn't a good listener. A school counselor who talks to you like they're your yoga instructor. An educator who spends your entire IEP meeting with only negative things to say. The director of a Christian after-school program who speaks to you as if your child is a demon. That's when your selective listening needs to kick in. It doesn't mean that you ignore all of their comments completely, and it doesn't mean that you can't express dissatisfaction with their style or choice of words. It means that you filter out the attitudes and simply absorb the facts. Focus on the nuggets of truth that need to be addressed or can help drive your child forward, not ruminate on someone else's ignorance or arrogance. Or even worse, allow someone else's bias and negativity throw you off track in helping your child to be their very best self. Many of the folks we listen to only know a portion of our child. They only see our kids in a particular environment. And often, the very folks who are critical aren't that great at creating a good environment for neurodiverse kids. Years ago, when my child was in elementary school, she was struggling a bit and received help from a well-known tutoring service. When I met with the director about her progress, the director stated with an annoying level of confidence that my child would, quote, never be a valedictorian. Since I did think the tutoring was helping my child and I did like her actual tutor, I kept her there. Besides, I didn't have her in the tutoring so that she could be valedictorian. My goal has always been to provide support so that my child believes in herself, has joy in life, and brings her best self to every situation. The words of that director are only memorable because I knew how wrong she was about my child's potential. And we should all be wise enough to know that many people who would spew negativity about a child's potential are probably just spewing bitterness about not reaching their own. Years later, was the director right? Yes, my child was not valedictorian, but she did graduate in the top 10 of her class and was awarded an academic scholarship to a great college. Throughout my daughter's journey, she's been supported by some amazing people. But would she have progressed so well if I would have wasted my time and energy absorbing and ruminating over every incompetent, biased, worthless, insecure comment I've heard over the years? If I had compromised my vision of what I knew she could accomplish based on every verbal lump of coal I was handed? Don't get me wrong. I give my daughter a lot of credit for all she's been able to overcome. But let's face it, I would not have been able to be the cheerleader and coach she's needed over the years if I would have let the comments of others piss on my playbook. Despite our best efforts, a lot of our neurodiverse kids are going to hear some pretty harsh words at times. Hurtful comments from peers, put-downs at school, mean jokes directed at them. But we can teach our kids the art of selective listening, knowing that the most important voice you'll ever hear is the one inside your own head. You control that narrative. What goes in your ears doesn't really matter if it's overridden by the truth you tell yourself. Please subscribe or give us a like. If you have a suggestion regarding a future topic, send a note via our website, hedgecockmediagroup.com. Until next time, thank you from all of us at Hedgecock Media Group.